Welcome back to Ames Tonight. Get ready for a hot and wild ride, folks. I am your cool co-host, Laurel.
And I am your Trap King, aka Pimplucious, Megan Moran. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, but I am sure glad to be back hosting with the one, the only, Laurel. How have you been? How's life? What's new? Tell me the hot goss. What's the 411?
Well, you know, Megan, as the semester comes to an end, my motivation for school dwindles down to a low nothing.
Oh man, you can say that again.
How's your life been? How you been? What's new? Tell me the hot goss. What's the 411?
Well, you know, Laurel, as the semester comes down to an end, my motivation for school dwindles down to nothing.
Tell me about it.
Well, you know, Laurel, as the semester comes down to an end, my motivation for school dwindles down to nothing.
You can say that again.
Okay, yeah, so as the semester comes down to an end, my motivation for school just dwindles down, all the way down.
Are you really going to say it? How about you say it one more time,
just
Megan?
One more time?
Just one more time.
Okay.
One
as the semester dwindles down, my motivation for school, it was up here. I'm like, I'm going to be motivated. Then it went down, went down, all the way down.
Did it go down to
It was
nothing?
like, here's nothing, and it's like on the floor.
Okay, it's
so
on
like,
the floor.
For those of you that don't understand, this isn't the floor right here. Not the floor. It's down even lower, folks. Folks at home, it's down.
It's in hell.
It's down. Well, but no, I'm just kidding. For all you cool kids out there, yes, we just copied the scene from They Came Together. Paul Rudd, please don't add us.
Please don't. Or Amy Poehler.
Or, you know, just anyone on the movie, don't add us.
Mm-mm. We know you're watching. Just don't add us.
Don't add us.
Mm-mm.
And since it's been a few weeks since I've been here with the lovely Laurel Feeks, we have to talk about the big T.
The big T?
Tomi Lahren.
Oh boy, do we really want to even get into like the whole thing with Tomi?
Oh, Laurel, you know I do.
Oh, I know. All right. Well, as you all know, Tomi Lahren was a guest on The View, and she stated her views on being pro-choice. And as you know, Tomi Lahren is a conservative Republican, so you can just imagine the controversy that provoked. Insanity.
It's so insane that her show, Final Thoughts on the Blaze, suspended it for 1 week.
Insanity, but that was way too much for the conservative views of the Blaze, particularly the founder, Glenn Beck, and he ultimately decided that Tomi Lahren, she had to go.
It took a while. It's amazing, though.
It's amazing, yeah. Now, as you can imagine, this sparked an uproar on social media, and people had some opinions, conflicting opinions about this. Naturally, I understand.
Yeah, you know, I saw some people at first who greatly disliked her actually feel bad for her. I mean, if she wasn't pure evil in the form of a human, it might provoke some kind of emotion from me, but honestly, someone that compares the Black Lives Matter movement to the KKK really doesn't get any sympathy from me. So, you know, when karma comes to bite her in the ass, I mean, come on, a girl that desperately criticized the Women's March and claims to be pro-choice gets kicked off of her conservative crybaby show. I mean, I really think that's karma working at its best.
Tomi Lahren definitely wouldn't be popular if it wasn't for her being an attractive white young blonde conservative yelling about things that old white men agree with. I mean, come on, people.
Yeah, you know, over the past year, Tomi Lahren has gained so much popularity, and particularly for her love and admiration for Trump and hatred of anything and everything that had any connotation with the left, except being pro-choice.
Seems a bit interesting. Like, I don't know. How do I feel about that, Tomi?
Is it just me, or do you think she felt so intimidated being surrounded by so many women that she just had to say she was pro-choice, and that ultimately those were her beliefs because as a woman she has to connect with those other women on national television? Or do you think she was genuinely, a pro-choice supporter this entire time, and she just never explicitly stated that, or that she was forced to overcommit to this whole conservative act, and she's actually embodying everything that the right loves because that's where she got offered a job?
That was definitely a loaded question. I think that she has made a lot of money off the fact that she leans so far to the right. However, there are old videos where she does happen to be very liberal. These are videos from her old UNLV TV show, The Scramble. The show was a roundtable where students discussed politics. She may have had a change of heart, but the right has treated her well so far, so then there was the accidental slip-up. It is totally up for interpretation.
You know, either way, whatever the situation, I don't care. Her show got canceled. Someone else will pick her up, and her views will probably change depending on the network, and that's just the way entertainment works.
We are exposing entertainment secrets here, Megan. We are an entertainment show.
I think being an entertainment show and talking about how horrible Tomi Lahren is and how much we hate Donald Trump and being from a predominantly red state, people don't, we ain't messing around.
Not messing around. No one ever can pay me enough to openly state that I support Trump.
You can say that again.
No one can ever pay me enough to openly state that I support Trump.
Tell me about it.
No one can ever pay me enough to openly state that I support Trump.
So wait, do you support Trump? Okay, so that's a no. Glad we're on the same page now.
You know, no one can ever pay me enough to openly state that I support Trump.
Ditto.
Okay, so let's kind of seg into a lighter topic and a topic that must be discussed, and lighthearted, happier, just real light topic, a little something I like to call Game of Thrones.
Even though we accidentally did a 20-minute segment on it at the beginning of the semester, we
forget
won't ever be able to discuss a new season on the show ever again, so we gotta do it sometime. Sometime is now.
All right. So, like, one, kind of salty the new season isn't coming out until July 16th to be specific. Two, I don't know where to begin.
Okay, I'll try to help you out here. Well,
Okay.
White Walkers. Every new trailer has teased those White Walkers, those blue eyeballs, and the second one teased Cersei breathing out cold air. White Walkers.
White Walkers, man.
White Walkers!
Okay, but like Dany on a throne. She's on a throne. She's going to break the wheel and win the Game of Thrones. Let's face it, folks. It is her time to shine.
She's not gonna stop the wheel. She's gonna break the wheel. Also, I foresee a Jon Snow Dany alliance.
Oh, you frickin' know it.
I freaking know it. Honestly, I just want to see Cersei dead, and I want it to be Jaime who kills her. Honestly,
Yes.
honestly, all I want.
We just have to wait another 108 days. We can do it. It'll be worth it.
You're so right. We can make it.
We can't make it. And we will leave you guys to ponder the mysterious life of Tomi Lahren and the millions of fan theories for Game of Thrones. So on that note, stay sexy.
And don't get murdered.
Welcome back to your nightly news. I'm your boy Malik Newsom.
And I'm your girl, Hannah Joy McNeil.
Whether you're an entry-level comic book junkie or know the origins of every Marvel character in existence, everyone should be getting excited for the new Spider-Man reboot. Spider-Man Homecoming released its second full trailer Monday at CinemaCon. The trailer shows a younger Peter Parker taking guidance from Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, having troubles trying to be a hero like the Avengers. With plenty of Avengers references, a reported Childish Gambino cameo, please make that happen, and Oscar-nominated Michael Keaton playing yet another bird-themed character as the villain Vulture, this should be an interesting reboot for Spidey fans.
As of last night, Ivanka Trump will take an official and unpaid role in the White House. This means that President Trump's daughter is now moving from her informal advisory role to becoming an actual special assistant to the president. Joining her husband as an unpaid yet official government employee, she is the first son or daughter to work for their president/father in the White House since Eisenhower. While she will receive no salary, the official title does give her security clearance to confidential matters. According to her lawyer, Jamie Goldrick, she will be required to fill out disclosure and conflict of interest forms required by all federal employees within the next 30 days.
The showcase of the immortals, the granddaddy of them all. The ultimate thrill ride, Wrestlemania, is coming up this Sunday, and I'm so pumped. Stars like John Cena, Brock Lesnar, and The Undertaker will be present and running amok. Now, I know some of you don't watch wrestling like me, but it's an important time for the company. WrestleMania brings in so much revenue for the company alongside with the launch of the WWE Network. This doesn't include the recent inclusion with ESPN and the Entertainment Network, E! Okay, quick confession, I'm a WWE nerd and I want to be in it. If you have name and or gimmick suggestions, feel free to comment below or tell me or contact me. Currently, I'm working with Shock Lesnar.
Yesterday, March 29th, was Pink Out Day. Promoted by Planned Parenthood, this day was a symbol of the ongoing fight for women's reproductive rights. The day was meant to show lawmakers the widespread support for parenthood. This is especially prevalent after the withdrawal of the GOP healthcare bill. The bill proposed to temporarily stop federal funding for the organization. Along with an outpour of support on social media, many people dressed in pink gathered at capitals around the nation in protest to the bill and to show their support for the group. The day coined the hashtags PinkOut as well as I Stand with PP.
Grammy Award-winning artist Beyonce has officially been immortalized in a different way than one would believe. Sculptor David Bradley worked alongside London ad agency The Robin Collective to create this 45-pound sculpture of Beyonce reminiscent of her pregnancy announcement Instagram pic, completely made of mild cheddar cheese. Now look, I want to refrain from making any cheesy jokes, but I can't help but be a monster when it comes to Queen Brie. I'll be expecting a feta wop sculpture in the near future. Wait, when did I turn into Jim?
Drake broke his own records earlier this week after dropping his newest playlist, More Life. The 30-year-old rapper from Toronto once again landed at the top of the charts after releasing 22 new songs. He smashed the Hot 100 records with most hits among solo artists and the most simultaneously charted songs. With 24 songs on the chart, he has upped his career total to 154 entries, passing Lil Wayne for the most among solo acts, according to Billboard.com. He's now passed artists such as Elvis Presley, Jay-Z, and Kanye, with only the cast of Fox's hit show Glee surpassing him. The show boasts 207 Hot 100 entries.
Breaking a world record is never easy, but neither is breaking concrete. That was until a team from Bosnia broke a new world record by cracking concrete blocks with his head. I mean, my mom has called me hard-headed, but I don't think she meant that literally. 16-year-old Kareem Ahmedvahik unofficially broke the bizarre world record by breaking 111 concrete blocks with his head in 35 seconds. Though the Guinness Book of World Record officials weren't on site for the record, so that means the record was never officially made. So the world record is currently still held by Germany's Oliver Grimschau at 65 blocks last year. I bet Kareem was flipping mad when they broke the news to him. Seriously, what is with me today? Next thing I know, I'll be telling you about my backstory that I totally didn't rip off from Mulan.
The 1995 film classic Jumanji is getting a reboot starring Dwayne Johnson. But as exciting as this is, purists of the movies are not too thrilled with some of the major changes that it's facing. And it's not The Rock's presence or Karen Gillan's very questionable outfit choices. In this new Jumanji, rather than getting warped into a good old-fashioned board game, this alternate reality is actually an old video game. That would explain Gillan's outfit. The story focuses on high school students who get sucked into the Nintendo game while finding it in detention. And there's a lot of controversy and backlash on the matter. While we get the idea of modernizing the classic plot, people are questioning if it should even be considered an official remake with all of these major changes. But on the other hand, some think that this change is exciting and will add a great twist. So, is this idea of a revamped version good and acceptable or not? Well, that's for you to decide. The movie hits theaters December of this year.
A Maryland school used Jennifer Aniston to make an example of fake news. Alexis Gerard designed a fake news story showing the actress with a shaved head and tasked the class with trying to figure out what made the story fake news, besides the obvious Sinead O'Connor reference. Gerard says that the lesson is important as 44% of students say that they can tell the difference, but more than 40% of them said they have shared a news story on social media, only to later find out that it was fake. But this isn't the first instance of schools using their power to educate students on fake news. In the Czech Republic, high schools teach teens to identify propaganda from Russia. In Sweden, students as young as 10 years old are schooled on how to consume news. And in Pennsylvania, a lawmaker is trying to make mandatory media literacy classes in all public schools. Now, I have no jokes here, as I see this as an important lesson to teach students at a very young age about fake news, especially when it comes to the government saying what it is about journalism, when it comes to conducting fake news, hard news, or soft news. This has been your Nightly News.
Stay tuned for more with Jim and who should run for POTUS in 2020.
Hello and welcome back to Ames Tonight. My name is Jim. Tonight we're going to delve into the world of politics and discuss the top 10 people that should run for president in 2020 or whenever the next presidential election is, because I'm not sure how this whole executive branch thing works. For this list, we will not be including any current presidents because we don't want to. Let's take a look. Number 10, Fred Hoiberg. Arguably the best person for the job, Fred Hoiberg is a basketball legend around Iowa State. After becoming the mayor of Ames, Iowa, and leading a small university's basketball team to hundreds of victories, this small-town hero has unofficially accepted the candidacy for president. Number 9, Kanye West. This guy is amazing. With hit singles such as No Hands, Hard in the Paint, Round of Applause, and Game On, this run-of-the-mill cashier from the suburbs of Gary, Indiana, has the mindset of an average American working man who is just looking out for others. Mr. West is the least selfish person you will ever meet, and it is time we had someone like that in office. Number 8, Waka Flocka. Another small-time rap artist for this list, Mr. Flame has also written several catchy tunes including Gold Digger, All of the Lights, Famous, and Mercy. This hard-working American has shown us time and time again that as long as we work harder, better, faster, and stronger, our nation can be unstoppable. Number 7, Harambe. If my memory serves me correctly, this is my first Harambe joke on Ames Tonight. But in all seriousness, Harambe did get written in quite a few times in this past election. If we start making a campaign for our beloved gorilla Ghost, we could actually have the most absurd country in the world. And hey, that's what it's all about, right? Right? Number 6, Mickey Mouse. Since this mouse's first appearance in Steamboat Willie, a short Disney cartoon which first aired in 1928, the same year that the Memorial Union was opened, he has been consistently written in by thousands of Americans each year. Maybe we could get Mickey and Harambe to run against each other. Nah, we should probably vote for actual people. Number 5, Kanye West. This 39-year-old businessman from Atlanta, Georgia, has worked his whole life to improve the lives of his family. He and his wife, Kimberly, have seen many struggles throughout their long marriage, but they have proven time and time again that they can face adversity. Number 4, Bernie Sanders. Hashtag feel the burn. Number 3, Captain America. It's in the name. He's the Captain of America. I know that right now he's not in great standing with the government because of the whole Civil War conflict, but I think that if we look past all that, he could lead America in a new direction. Number 4, Emperor Palpatine. I know that the Galactic Empire wasn't exactly the people you would want to run into in the middle of the schoolyard, but if you think about it, their economy was probably incredible. Do you know how much it costs to build a Death Star? Well, I'm not sure either, but it's probably a lot. And what did they do when their first Death Star got destroyed? They just started building another one. Obviously, this Sith Lord was doing something right. Number 2, Kanye West. After receiving news that his country was being attacked by a great army, his father was drafted to go back to war. Since Kanye was a girl, he couldn't join the Chinese military. So in order to prevent his father from having to go to battle, he disguised himself as a man and joined the army. He ran into a lot of trouble at first, but after learning how to be a man, he became one of the best warriors ever. Jesus! We need that kind of power in office. And finally, the number 1 most qualified person to lead our nation in 2020 is Andreas Hafar. This 97-year-old man has had quite a bit of leadership experience working as the general manager at ISU TV. His century of experience could really come in handy while working to fight both foreign and domestic problems. He's got the heart of a platypus, the spirit of a tortoise, the pancreas of a yellow-crested warbler, the liver of a former President Bill Clinton, and the strength of a baby sloth. He may be 97, but he doesn't look a day over 106. Let's not waste our votes on just any candidate during this not so quickly approaching election season. Mark Hafar on your ballot, because 100 years of experience can take you a far way. That has been your top 10 list of people who like to enjoy the cool, refreshing taste of Pepsi while watching the sun rise on a slightly breezy autumn morning. Join us next week for another cool and fun episode of Ames Tonight. Until then, I'm Jim Heinrichs saying, if you can't beat them, they're probably just better than you. Have a great night, Ames.